Police, in close coordination with the border security forces, has recently intensified efforts to curb illegal infiltration along the Indo-Bangladesh border. Assam shares a total of 263 kilometers border with Bangladesh. Over the years, this region has been vulnerable to infiltration by illegal migrants, primarily from Bangladesh, exacerbating socio-political tensions. In the last 2 months itself, over 130 illegal migrants have been intercepted. The focus of the police's operations has primarily been on border districts such as Karimganj, Dhubri and South Salmara, which are notorious for illegal crossing. The surge in infiltration attempts have been attributed to the ongoing political turmoil in Bangladesh. Recognizing the urgency of the situation, Assam authorities are taking a proactive stance to fortify their border defences. Here's a report filed by my colleague Nibir.
Currently, we are at the India-Bangladesh border in Dhubri, Assam. This border is very crucial because this has been the entry point towards India from the Bangladesh side ever since history. There are a lot of issues that have been raised from this side of the border, and one of the key issues have been infiltration and also smuggling of narcotics and other such substances. Currently, we are with a company of the BSF who are guarding these borders. Well, ever since the Bangladesh turmoil has started, the guarding in these areas have also been increased. There is heightened vigilance in these areas. If you look at the statistics shared to us by the Assam government, more than 130 infiltration attempts have been foiled in the border areas. And as such, there is growing increased vigilance in these areas amid the situation in Bangladesh that we are seeing. And today, we are with a company of the BSF. They are guarding this border areas. On to my left is the Bangladesh side. If you can see behind the barbed wires is the country of Bangladesh. There is a pillar there after which the country of Bangladesh begins. There is a white pillar there and following which the country begins. And on my right, as you can see, it's India, and this is our land. These lands are complex because of the geography. The terrain is quite difficult in these areas because of the porous nature of the borders, and also the geography. If you can see on the left here, these conditions are very difficult to manage because of the porous nature of the border. So the BSF Jawans who are working here use technology. They use the cameras, they use at night there is lighting here so that the vigilance can be maintained, and as such these border areas are protected in that manner. And if you see the joint efforts done by the BSF along with the Assam Police have led to the recovery of smuggled items, narcotics items, and also more than 130 attempts of infiltration has been stopped. So these are important numbers, and these numbers come at a time when there is growing concern of infiltration from the Bangladesh side, and that is what we are going to show you, that how these areas are being protected at the border areas. Illegal infiltration is one of the very key issues that have plagued the state of Assam as well as these border parts of the country. And in today's time, these heightened vigilance and surveillance shows you the ground reality as to how these areas are being manned by the BSF. With video journalist Nishanto, this is Nibir Deka reporting.
All right, so there you heard it. Meanwhile, here's a chronological overview of the recent interceptions. We're going to go to the big wall there. I'm going to give you a chronological understanding on the interceptions that have in fact taken place over the course of the last couple of months. We're going to quickly take you through the details that we have over here for you. Of course, we see the images over here. And you know, that of course tells the tales. We of course spoke about the 130 interceptions that have already taken place. These are some of the visuals that we have over here for you with regards to the people who have in fact crossed the border. They've tried to in fact enter into our territory. But then, of course, these are the details that we have over here for you. So again, more and more visuals that we are tracking on the broadcast, and again just giving you an overview of the fact that there is a lot that is taking place in Assam at this point of time with regards to interceptions. Again, 130 people have been intercepted. Now, in fact, taking you through more details at this point of time, detection of illegal immigrants entering Assam through its international borders have long been a critical responsibility of the Assam Police border organization. As recent reports indicate an increase in the number of illegal immigrants being detected, efforts are being intensified across the state. The state government has directed the Assam Police border organization to take all necessary preventives and precautionary measures to intensify detection and proactively curb the movement of illegal immigrants and take steps to, in fact, repatriate such people. For this, it has been asked to increase patrolling and surveillance and establish stronger coordination with border security forces and other central agencies. My colleague Nibir has filed another ground report. Take a listen.
Currently, we are in the vehicle of the BSF company that is taking us to these remote areas within the India-Bangladesh border. This is the Dhubri region where the issue of illegal infiltration as well as smuggling was earlier very much predominant, but the borders are now well mannered, protected and done surveillance, and as such these areas which share a very close proximity to the Bangladesh side, wherein we have seen villagers living in very close proximity, that is within 1 kilometer. You can see these civilians are all coming in these areas, going to their house back after farming. So these areas are now being manned by the BSFs to stop any such attempt of infiltration and other activities which happen in these borders. And we are going inside. As we travel inside, we are going to show you how these areas are protected by the Jawans who work in these borders 24/7.
Well, as these crackdowns against illegal immigrants continue, Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma has praised the Assam Police and BSF personnel for their unwavering vigilance and quick response. He noted that recent data contradicts the assumption that instability in Bangladesh would drive Hindu Bengalis into India, with most intercepted individuals identified as Muslim Rohingyas. The Chief Minister has stressed the importance of a unified approach along border states, including, in fact, Tripura, Meghalaya and West Bengal, to effectively manage this challenge and create a cohesive security network. Let's, in fact, listen in.
Every day from last 2 months, we are capturing either one or a group of foreigners in our state. Basically, my feeling is that because of the porous boundary between India and Bangladesh, in spite of best effort by BSF, there are some people who are still coming into our country. State government has to play a very, very proactive role. Tripura is also identifying few foreigners. Assam is also identifying. But in spite of our best effort, people must be going to the various states of the country. Because we have found many people who has gone back to Bangladesh to bring fresh people. We are coordinating with the border security force. Sometimes people are being identified through a joint operation, sometime by BSF, sometime by the state police. But it is a coordinated exercise. And last 2 months, we have detected 138 infiltrators, and we have pushed them back. But one thing I must again repeat, that contrary to the expectation that Hindus will come inside India because of the instability in Bangladesh, we are finding only the Rohingya Muslims who are coming into our country. So I think first the perception about Hindu Bengali is wrong. That is what the data says. Second, the Muslim Rohingya is still trying to come into the various states of our country. Every state government must remain vigilant and they must work very, very closely with the BSF. So Assam and Tripura, we are working very closely. We are detecting people. If Bengal government is also start detecting people, I think this will be a well orchestrated and this will be a systematic effort. But if we push them back somebody and they can again re-enter through Bengal border, I think all the Meghalaya, Assam, Tripura, Bengal, all the state government must support BSF aggressively. Otherwise, things may deteriorate.
So one counter question to that, there are also identities that has been changed. Like we saw one case of a girl whose name was Hindu girl, but later identified that she was a Muslim. So do you think this is a...
No, I think if we are, because police and BSF, if we work very closely, we can detect people. And our concern is whether he is Hindu or Muslim, we are least bordered. Our question is that if anybody comes from Bangladesh into our country illegally, they must be detected, they must be pushed back. So I think irrespective of their religious identity, we are working.
Well, the Assam government has asked the police to conduct an enumeration of suspected illegal immigrants. It has directed officials to collect the biometrics of suspected individuals or families. If such people possess Aadhaar cards, PAN cards, voter IDs or passports, their numbers are also recorded for future reference. Meanwhile, the BSF has confirmed that the entire border area except for riverine routes have been fenced. Electronic surveillance with modern equipments have been used to curb the movement of illegal immigrants. Additionally, security agencies are working in tandem and effectively coordinating. Nibir has filed yet another ground report explaining this. Take a listen.
We are currently at a location which separates two nations. On my left is the country of Bangladesh, and on my right is our land, India. This line that you see separates these two nations, and two nations which has different interest. But one of the common interests that it shares is the border. And the security of this border is in the hands of the BSF, which patrols these areas not just during daytime but also at the night time. But we are showing you this area to show you how close proximity both the countries are and how difficult and challenging it is to monitor these areas. Ever since the Bangladesh crisis have started, there has been cases of 138 infiltration being foiled in Assam. Assam Police along with the BSF have coordinated together and foiled these infiltration attempts. And to show you how it works here in these areas, let me take you to this place. You can see here the guards are guarding this part of the area. Their eyes are towards the left side, which is the Bangladesh side. This area is particularly important because there is a lot of movement of cattle as well as different livestock. So there has been cases earlier of smuggling of these livestock. So the eyes are on not just on the infiltration but also on the livestock exchange which happens here illegally. Another important in this frontier, which comes under the Guwahati frontier, in this border is the exchange of smuggled narcotics, which comes from the other side of the border. And to intercept those activities, there are cameras being placed here across the bridge. You can see onto my right top, there are cameras placed towards the Indian side as well as on the left hand side. You can see it is also placed towards the Bangladesh side. So it kind of gives a vision of the movement of not just human movement but also other sorts of movement. Below also there are lights placed so that their visibility remains at night. So the challenges are many because this is a very difficult terrain. This terrain is not just connected by roads, there are places where it is porous. So the challenge is high, but if you see the numbers in the recent months, the number of infiltration attempts have been foiled. As per the data shared by the Assam government, more than 130 cases of infiltration has been foiled by the Assam Police along with the BSF. There are also high-level talks going on in the Assam Secretariat wherein the establishment of more BOPs have been asked by the Chief Secretary Office, and that is also already online. And further, there are establishment of more police stations in these areas as the issue of infiltration has taken the center stage in the country, and especially in the northeastern side of the country vis-a-vis the recent political turmoil that has been seen in Bangladesh. But the vigilance of the security forces that protect these borders is very important to execute and to stop any such movement of infiltration. We are going more inside the border areas to get you a sense of the actual protection that the Jawans of the BSF as well as the central forces give us. But this is just a part of the area that we are showing you, wherein both the nations share this boundary and how this boundary protects the country.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.